You read the title, you already know what this video is about. So let's talk about it, unfiltered. Female empowerment. The phrase you see on every billboard, every influencer caption, every overpriced self-love hoodie. It's everywhere. It sounds beautiful. It feels untouchable. But how could anyone question it without sounding like a villain? But I'm not here to hate. I'm here to think. Because when you peel back the layers, when you actually trace where this movement started and what it's led to, you start realizing something. Maybe it wasn't about freedom. Maybe it was a setup. The breakdown of family. Let's start with the most obvious consequence, something almost everyone can feel, but no one really connects to this topic: the death of the nuclear family. Back then, the family was a unit, two people building something together. One worked, one raised the kids, the values were passed down face to face, at home, every single day. Now, both parents are gone by 8 a.m., the school raises the kids, the phone teaches them right from wrong, and TikTok decides what they believe about themselves. By the time the parents get home, they're tired, distracted, and emotionally unavailable. And the kids, they've already downloaded a personality from the algorithm. You can't guide a child in 20-minute bursts between reheated dinners and doom scrolling. Empowerment gave women the choice to chase a career, but no one warned them what it would cost. The house isn't a home anymore. It's just a place everyone passes through between shifts. The real agenda. Now let's get deeper, because this is where it gets uncomfortable. We're told that feminism, especially second wave feminism, was about women rising up, finding their voice, getting their seat at the table. But ask yourself this: who built the table? Who really benefits from more people working 40 hours a week and paying taxes? This isn't a conspiracy, it's simple economics. The government simply realized it could double the labor pool. More people working, more people paying taxes. And the rich, they just got richer. Women weren't liberated, they were recruited. It's no coincidence that at the same time women were liberated into the workforce, wages started stagnating. Families couldn't survive on one income anymore. Not because of inflation, but because the system had evolved to expect two incomes. What used to be a choice became a necessity. Empowerment as a brand. Fast forward to today. Female empowerment isn't a movement anymore. It's a marketing strategy. You've got influencers preaching self-love while selling waist trainers, brands slapping girl boss on coffee mugs made in sweatshops, and TikTok therapists telling women to cut him off instead of communicate. It's not about wisdom, it's about ego. It tells women, you don't need a man, you don't need a family, you don't even need rest. Just grind, post, and level up. But what's the result? Record levels of anxiety, depression, burnout, loneliness, and deep, silent regret. But no one says that part out loud, because you're not allowed to question the empowered life, even if it's eating you alive. Division as a feature. The scariest part of all of this, it didn't just disconnect women from their families, it disconnected them from men entirely. Now it's men versus women, masculinity versus femininity, traditional versus modern, submission versus domination. We've turned human connection into a battle, and worst of all, we turned it into content. Now everyone's just reacting to each other for views. Podcasts where men scream about high body counts, videos where women call men trash for not making six figures. It's a cycle of ego, fear, and bitterness. And guess who profits? The platforms, the brands, and the same corporations that once told women they were free, now profit off of keeping everyone divided, distracted, and emotionally starved. Now let me be clear, this isn't about hating women. It's not about going back to the 1950s, and it's not about telling anyone what they should or shouldn't do. It's about asking the real questions. Who benefits from this version of empowerment we were sold? And who's paying the price for it now? Because it's not the billionaires, it's not the influencers, it's the girl who's 35, alone, burnt out, and wondering why everything she was told to chase left her feeling emptier than ever. Empowerment shouldn't feel like exhaustion, freedom shouldn't feel like pressure, and equality shouldn't come at the cost of connection. Maybe it's time we stop clapping for the slogans and start looking at the outcomes. Because if this is empowerment, why does it feel like everybody's losing?